thought you might want to delete it off the screen before we start.
Oh. I'm not too worried about that exactly.
The hell?
Alright, I think we are live. Hello, everybody.
Howdy,
That's
folks.
nice.
The stream seems to be delayed still. Nope, there we are. 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 Nope, there we are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, just kill the sound.
Okay. So when last we met, you all had traveled north out of the marsh and into the forest, where you found a castle that seemed to be inhabited by goblins and hobgoblins. On the way there, you met with a patrol and dispatched the patrol, and that night they seemed to be aware that that patrol had not returned yet, so they sent a few people out to explore. You slept and waited until morning. When it was light enough, you approached the castle. Twillin, changing into the form of a spider, a giant wolf spider, infiltrated the castle enough to hear some gruff voices talking about a prisoner, but also heard some stone sliding when they were saying that they should deal with the prisoner. But that was it. They left then. Everybody then went around to the north of the castle where there was some debris and a hole that they used to get into the castle. Soon after that, they found some hobgoblins, I want to say, that were kind of on guard and heard somebody not sneaking so well. And while one of them engaged the intruders, the other one, probably not the best of judgment, went to another door and opened it up, which unleashed an owlbear. The owlbear, having not eaten in a while, decided that the hobgoblin would make a good first meal, and then proceeded to try to make meals out of the rest of the party, but managed to get stuck into a narrow space, and it was defeated after that. Meanwhile, the two gnomes went into the room where the bugbear and a drow were trying to escape down a secret passage. The drow did escape, the bugbear stopped to engage, and while they were fighting them, the drow was down doing something. After dispatching the bugbear, the group decided to explore the castle a bit, which gave the drow time to do what he wanted and escape, which they found out later was murdering the prisoners. Nobody knows why exactly, but luckily their employer, Syndra Sylvain, an archmage, had provided a scroll case with the note to open in case of an emergency, and inside there were two raised dead scrolls. So they raised her from the dead, traveled back to town, And that's where we ended the prequel. This is a year later.
We're supposed to do the.
Yeah.
Doodly do.
So during that year, you guys can discuss that later amongst yourselves if you want to around the campfire. But for the past several days, the talk of the streets and taverns has been all about a so-called death curse, a wasting disease afflicting everybody who's ever been raised from the dead. Victims grow thinner and weaker each day, slowly but steadily sliding towards the death they once denied. When they finally succumb, they can't be raised, and neither can anyone else, regardless of whether they've ever received that miracle in the past. Temples and scholars of divine magic are at a loss to explain a curse that has affected the entire region, and possibly the entire world. All of you recently received a summons via message spell, ascending, to the home of Sindra Sylvain, your former employer. She has went into seclusion several months ago, and nobody had seen or heard from her there. Formerly, she was an adventurer and a merchant. At the door, a uniformed attendant leads you up a grand staircase to the 3rd floor, then ushers you into a wood-paneled room with a fireplace, comfortable chairs, and a heavy table bearing goblets and bottles of wine. The darkly paneled walls are hung with maps and sea charts, racks, shelves, cabinets, and hundreds or more of rolled up maps and charts and maybe scrolls. In the room, a person is seated in an overstuffed chair near the fire. You cannot discern gender or who it is because only the person's head emerges from it under a heavy blanket draped over the chair, and an embroidered hood and silver mask conceal the wearer's face. And it speaks. Help yourselves to wine and seat yourselves, friends. It has been a long time since I have seen you.
You don't sound so good. Are you okay?
No, that is why I have summoned you.
I see.
Joe, have we met anybody that had the disease before this?
No,
Okay.
just heard rumors and people talking about it.
I'm dreadfully sorry for your condition. I feel somewhat responsible. Is there anything I can do to help?
Yes, there is, actually. And we shall get to that. But please, she gestures to the table, make yourselves comfortable first. And the uniformed attendant that had brought you in takes her a steaming mug. And she waits until you get, settled and comfortable.
Seated on a chair, practically perched on the edge, waiting to hear what she has to say.
Here's is wandering around, wide-eyed at all the maps around the room, taking in as much as he can.
So let me first confirm that this death curse is true, and it has struck me.
Oh.
But
haven't confirmed it yet?
it is not your fault. I have died more than the occasion in which you found me. My contacts in the Harpers have learned that the cause of this death curse is a necromantic artifact called the Soulmonger, they say. And according to their sources, this Soulmonger is somewhere on the peninsula of Chult. She weakly kind of gestures to one of the maps on a wall that shows the region far to the south of the Sword Coast and Baldur's Gate where you currently are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a very good map, but there is, Chult is notated on the map.
That appears to be a very significant distance.
Yes, well, that I can take care of if you are willing to investigate this for me. The peninsula is ringed with mountains and choked with rainforests, enormous reptiles, savage goblins, a army of undead prowl its jungles and ruins from what I hear. Mapping the place has always been nigh impossible, and nothing is known about the region's current geography beyond a few miles from the coast. If you are willing to do this, though, I don't know how long I have left. Clerics cannot help; they are stymied by what is happening, and I do wish to both pay you and help ensure this. Hold on one second. The stream went dark for me. I'm not losing. Is it dark for those of you in the watching?
I'm not watching.
No, there's people in chat. Okay,
I still see it.
that's odd.
Okay.
I refreshed it and okay. It was just weird at first that it kind of did that.
It just didn't like you. That's all.
No, it did not like me. So, I wish to both pay you and assist in your success. So, before we go, I have in my time, as you know, collected several magic items and things, and I do wish to give each of you one of them for your journey on this into the jungles of Chult. I have not had need of collecting armor, so I don't have any armor, but I do have a nice collection, some rare, some are uncommon, even a few weapons. So if you wish, I can have Lenar show you some, and you may have each of you may take your pick.
Of course.
Thrak
Yeah.
looks sad
Wait.
about armor.
That does.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of look at the rest of them. Don't believe everyone has agreed to go as of yet. Has everyone actually agreed to going to this?
Can I have something
certainly
here?
go.
Yes, Twillin?
You're dying from a disease from which you can't come back from. Instead of asking us to save your life, you're asking us to go and get an artifact and pay us for the magic item?
This artifact is why I cannot be saved. If you find it and destroy it, my contacts say that the dead shall be raised again. Or raisable.
So it has to be retrieved
Right
before
here.
you die?
Retrieved? No. I don't know if it can be retrieved. Just put an end to it.
So we need to do that
Seems-
before you die.
If you can. I don't know where on Chult it is, and it's a big peninsula, so hopefully.
Who else is trying to destroy this?
To be honest, I have sent a few groups before you, and I have no contact with them anymore. As to anybody else, I don't know.
Does anybody else know about this and is sending?
Your
I mean, I'm
guess is
assuming
as good as
it's a
mine.
fairly widespread problem. People would be trying to do something about it. Okay.
This time, though, if you do agree to go, I am going to go with you and spend some time with a friend I have in Port Nanzaru.
Ah, yes, friends are good in time of sickness. Perhaps they can help ease the passage for you.
But
Why might we be able to do something that the people you sent before couldn't?
you saved me once. I have hopes that maybe you can do so again.
Okay.
Why would we not go?
Is
But-
Why would
there?
we not save her? I wasn't asking if we wouldn't save her. I was just wondering why it wasn't like a sense of like save me now.
As for the urgency of the matter, like I said, it's a large jungle peninsula. Don't concern yourselves too far on my behalf. I have lived a long life, and if it ends because of this, at least I have done my part to help end it for others.
If we find this artifact and destroy it, would that mean we could bring you back even if you died in the meantime?
I would hope so.
I guess we'll find out.
Why is this happening? I mean, it's like, is somebody using this artifact for some purpose?
We haven't been able to discover that. Several divinations have been cast, but the info is very vague. I'm surprised they've managed to track down a general region for it.
So this was related to when we saved you the first time, then?
No, this started perhaps a little under a month ago. And for a few of you, you started having dreams a little under a month ago. You know who you are.
So, did you do something different in that time period?
No, just one day I woke up and, well, the first few days I didn't realize anything was wrong. After about a week, I started to feel a little weak and went to a friend of mine that is a cleric. And that's when she seemed to notice that there was... It's hard to say. She described it as a kind of a life-draining effect, but a very, very slow one. Through talking to other people, we managed to connect it to anybody that has been dead in the past and raised from it. But we also notice that now anybody that dies now cannot be raised from the dead. This artifact seems to have some type of overreaching power over that somehow. That is why it must be destroyed.
Does make the world a lot more dangerous, doesn't it?
So, are we like going to alert the temples and let the clergy know so that they can raise an army or something? I mean, is there a reason why there aren't being forces marshaled?
I am one person. I can't answer for why temples and those with armies may or may not do what they do.
Did you are they aware of this artifact, or is it something they just don't believe?
Disbelief probably runs through some people. It doesn't. Nobody that those that have not been dead in the past don't seem to be suffering any ill effects.
But the question is why something is messing with the path of the dead. Oh, something is messing with the path of the dead.
Yes, something is.
Yeah, I mean, you think all the clergy would be up, you know, preparing armies and stuff.
Sending an army all the way down there to face off with the unknown is not an easy task for any church, especially to convince their.
I mean, isn't this their bread and butter? I mean, isn't like raising rich people like how they get most of their coffers filled?
I'm not sure a lot of rich people go out and get themselves killed that easily.
Thrak raises a hand.
Yes.
Chult own country?
It's not my country. But yes, it is. It does not answer to the lords of Waterdeep or any others from the north.
Is there some sort of
That is
government
why.
or anything down there?
There used to be a queen, but the royal family was destroyed long ago. The rumors say that even their gods have abandoned them. Now there will be temples to Sunni and others, but they are more for people visiting and not the locals exactly.
No. Sounds highly unnatural.
Yeah, it does.
Here, she kind of to the side rolls over a kind of a rolling table a little closer to you. I have this map, and you may take it with you. It is the most complete map that I am aware of, and it took some work to get a hold of. And please give it a moment to load.
Loading. Oh, that's hilarious. It actually loaded pictures and now it's whiting them out afterwards.
Yeah.
But there are no details. Ooh. That looks...
The interior we do not know anything about. What we know is marked here. There are some ruins that we are aware of. Like Mesro was a city long ago that has just vanished. Mbala is somewhat inside. We know roughly where it is, but nothing more concrete than that. Where I will be taking us is Port Nyanzaru, which is on the northern end. That is the only remaining center of civilization, I guess. There were others in the past, but a lot has happened since then.
So what is known about this artifact?
The only thing we know, and not even this do we know for sure, is that it is doing something to prevent souls from willingly re-entering their body when the right magic is cast.
Do we know what shape that
Even
artifact is?
no.
Hmm.
Even things like spells to speak with the dead will not contact anybody if they've been dead too long.
Oh.
Any legends about it?
As far as anybody can tell, this is a new thing.
So how does it have a name?
Personally, I think some bards were clever and decided to give it one. I mean,
Sounds ominous.
soulmonger does sound kind of fearful. Either that or like a fishmonger, somebody who deals in souls.
Hmm.
Some things I can tell you, though. It is very hot in the jungle, so you will need to make sure you drink lots of water. Heavy armor may hinder you. It may not be something you wish to wear if you can help it. Also be wary of the water in the rivers and insects.
Insects?
Yes, various diseases can be spread via the insects.
Oh. That's good to know.
So, will you undertake this task for me?
I see no reason why not. At least
Definitely needs looking into.
Thrak actually draws his great sword and kneels on one knee and states simply that Kellenvor has already charged me with this quest. And with that, he stands up, puts his sword away, and points in the direction of where he's supposed to go.
Lenar, please, if you will. Yes, madam. If you will follow me. And this is where you get to choose an item of rare or uncommon or common. Let me know what it may be, because certain things she does not have, but for the most part, she has a lot. And if you want to
pick, that sounds really cool.
If you want to
have
take
a
a little
list?
time picking, do I have a list? Let me see.
I'll just really quickly browse through all the magic items in the book.
Do you have either in D&D Beyond should actually have a list under what is it? Game rules, right? Magic items.
Equipment, magic items. I can paste that into, let's say, Discord.
But yeah, if you want D&D Beyond, you can actually sort by uncommon, rare, common.
And what level does she have available?
Mostly common, uncommon, and rare. So nothing very rare or legendary or above, and even a few of the rares might not be available, and no armor. She doesn't need armor as an archmage. But yeah, you can take some time doing that if you want. We don't have to pick right this minute. We can proceed.
Okay. Yes, I think I will be joining on this one as well. Anything that messes with the path of death should not be allowed to stand.
So after you do pick your item, Lennar leads you back to her and helps her to stand up, and she gathers you all in a circle. Now, I have teleported us all once before, so this may be a little unnerving for you, but we shall be there momentarily. And she begins casting a spell.
Thrak does not look thrilled again.
Alright. After the moment of casting the teleportation spell, there is a handout visible to you guys. Just a general image of what you can expect later on. So the first thing that hits you is the heat and the humidity. You appear in a tropical city under the blazing sun. Familiar sounds of a harbor, creaking ropes, slapping waves, heavy barrels rolling across cobblestones, mingle with voices shouting and cursing in an unfamiliar language filled with clicks, inhalations, sing-songy words that make it sound almost musical. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruits mixes with the wharfside smells of fish, tar, and canvas. Everybody at this point make me a perception check with disadvantage as you gain your bearings.
Where's my disadvantage? Alright, there it is. Can I set
10.
Oh.
Oh, looks
You
like I
guys
need
want
to
to
roll
set the
twice because
setting so that you can roll 2 dice, right?
Yeah, the plugin lets you set roll type. It's a second option.
Yep.
Ask every time, disadvantage, or normal roll.
I got an 8.
I just do it automatically.
Where do you change that? I thought I had it set for that before.
Under the
I
settings
use-
that
there
we
we
had
go.
on.
I see it. I wonder why it changed.
In the plugin, you mean?
Yeah.
There was an update to the plugin, so maybe it reset something.
Alright. Thrak with a 3. Nexus, you are fine. So Thrak, Malwyn, and Twillin. So Nexus and Ears. It takes you a moment, you're getting your bearings. listening around, and you hear some shouts and talking and conversation. And almost a moment later, you realize that somebody is shouting at you. And you turn around in time to see two Triceratops running right at you. And you guys can easily get out of the way. The other three don't notice that quite in time, and I need dexterity saving throws from you each. The DC is 8. So Thrak, Malwyn, and Twillin.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the city. Get trampled by Triceratops. Nice.
It's 8 because that's what you're gonna be, eaten.
I got a 15.
You are fine.
Saving throws.
You don't gracefully get out of the way, but you do manage to jump out of the way in time. Okay, all of you do manage.
I got a 12.
And Syndra seems to already be on the side. Oh, I forgot to warn you about the dinosaur races. And while you guys are on the side, a Allosaurus runs by.
So race?
And then a few others. Yes, as you get back up now that you're on the side, you can see that these dinosaurs have numbers painted on the sides of them in different colors, and they are each being ridden by somebody.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's cruel.
Huh?
Abusing the creatures like that.
Okay. Never ridden a horse?
Twillin looks incredibly horrified. You know, like in the waves of shock that pass through him at the mere suggestion that he consider that is just like horrific.
Ah, suit yourself.
And then he like backs away from you slowly.
The cultures of others, sadly, do not always agree with ours, do they, Twillin?
Well, obviously.
So now that you avoided being trampled and you get your bearings a little bit, Port Nyanzaru is an explosion of color. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue, green, orange, salmon pink, or their walls are adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles and mythical heroes. Every building sports baskets and clay urns of colorful flowers or is draped in leafy, flowering vines. There's minstrels in bright clothing adorned with feathers and shells performing on street corners, multicolored pennants and sun awnings fluttering atop the city walls. Crowds of children dressed in feathered hats and capes race past you, chasing the dinosaurs, squealing in delighted terror as another street performer, costumed as a big-toothed lizard, stomps and roars behind them. The whole city seems to be a bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, and singing. It has been some time since I've been here. I recommend that you secure rooms for yourselves. I would suggest either the Thundering Lizard, if you're looking for a raucous time, or Kaya's House of Repose, if you would like a good, quiet night's sleep. Both of them are, she kind of gestures in a direction, near the Red Bazaar. I am going to go visit a friend of mine, Wakanga Otamu. If you need me for anything, you can search for me there.
So there's people about?
There are people all over the place, yes.
Twillin walks up to one and asks him if he's seen where the soulmonger is.
He kind of looks at you, mutters something in a language you don't understand. And
Try again in Goblin.
That gets a response, but not a favorable response. He kind of steps back briefly and then kind of looks, kind of leans to the sides and looks, around you, and then he tries in Elven. Does anybody speak Elven?
Apparently not.
Apparently.
Hold on. I do.
So
I
in
speak Elvish.
in Elvish, he says, "You don't look like goblin, but you speak like goblin."
Twillen doesn't know what he said. Shrugs.
Oh, I assure you we are not goblins.
Oh, you understand me. Good, good. What was the little one saying?
I'm not sure. I think he said something in goblin. I'll translate. What did you say?
I asked him where the soulmonger is.
Oh. Well, I'm sure he probably doesn't know, but who knows? Maybe he'll direct us the quickest way there and we'll be done by this
Maybe he's heard of
afternoon. Pardon me, good sir. Do you know of an artifact known as the Soulmonger?
The soulmonger. No, I do not. What,
No?
pray tell, is this artifact, this soulmonger?
I haven't had a good description of it yet. I don't think she has given us a good description of it, has she?
No.
No, just a name that may not be actually attached to it. May have just been attached to it by some over-eager bards. It's object of a quest, but I'm sure you know nothing about it as of yet. Perhaps someday you will. Someday you'll hear the stories of how Tyr reached out to those of his who were blessed in his sight to guide them to a world-saving quest that made everything better for, well, so many.
Did you say where it is?
In the world. What's that? Oh, no, he didn't.
Keep in mind, Twillen's like briefly tall, so he's like below you two, going looking between you.
Yeah, we're just like waiting and like they're having a very long conversation. Does he actually know something good? This is gonna be good. Not.
But do you know where a Temple of Tyr might be in town?
Tyr, no. I do know where there is a temple of Gond, and one of Savras?
But no Tyr, huh?
No.
It's a shame. We'll have to do something about that. No, he doesn't know anything about the Soulmonger, but he does have some interesting ideas about what we can do to help make the city a better place once we've returned with Soulmonger.
Let me see.
Burn
Well,
it to the
let us
ground?
find this inn at least and get myself settled until the lady returns, and then maybe she has at least a beginning direction for us.
Cinder's coming back.
I'm sorry?
She went to visit her friend. Is she coming back?
Yeah, I would assume so. She said she would to have us go to the inn, so I would assume that means that she plans on returning and talking to us.
No, she said if you need her, you can find her there.
Oh, that's what she said. Okay. Oh, well then we should just decide on what we want to do next.
Maybe we should spread out and ask more people.
There are a lot of people to ask.
Ears,
Okay.
meanwhile, climbed up to a higher vantage point to watch the race.
They,
So
okay,
the-
when you teleported in, you were on this map, kind of in this area over here, where the ping is.
Almost dead center.
Yeah, kind of just on the upper side of the harbor ward there. The dinosaurs raced this way and down. Now on this map, north faces to the right, So they went south and then east. And soon out of sight.
Okay, where do we think the inn is?
Next to you, she said it was in the by the Red Bazaar. But that's all she said. She kind of gestured vaguely eastward.
Toward the bottom of the map.
Yeah, towards the bottom of the map. Now, where you are, there is a hill. So this area here is raised, and you can see the bridges that kind of link to these other areas that are raised over here and here. And when the guy here that was being mentioned the temple of Gond and Savras, he kind of gestured behind you, so towards this hill area over this way.
Oh yeah, those temples aren't important to anybody though, so I didn't even bother translating that. If it's not Tyr, it's nothing.
I'd go and ask a bunch of animals, but I don't think they'd help us find an artifact. We could just split up and try to find each other at the inn a little later.
I suppose that sounds reasonable.
Joe, do you need us to like detail it out? But basically, Twillen's going to wander off asking people if they've
Okay.
the artifact.
Which one was the Quiet Inn?
The Quiet Inn was Kaya's House of Repose.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah. I'm following Nexus.
Okay, so you go into the inn. Twillen is going to ask questions. What about Ears and Malwyn?
If everybody's, or if majority of people are heading over to the inn, he'll also head over there. But also at the same time, he will start keeping an eye out for any of the signs of the seedy underbelly of the city.
Okay.
Because that's his thing that he's familiar with. So getting the lay of the land from that perspective. Not looking for anything specific, but just orienting himself.
I think I'll be heading to the inn with the others. Seems like a solid choice of destinations.
Okay.
Yeah, for everybody but Twillen.
A quick question of the magic items. A bunch things listed are wondrous items. Is that some of those on the list, or is it?
Yes, they should still have a rarity, I think, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, wondrous items are available. Some. Like I said, there's going to be a few that aren't, but let me know. So have like a list of 2 or 3 just in case the first one gets shot down.
Too many options. But we'll figure it out.
Okay. I rolled 3d20 for Ears, because you're looking for the seedy underbelly. Twillen, because you're looking around to ask people. And the group going to the inn, and I got the same number for all 3 of you.
Not sure what that means, but okay.
All 3 of you got a 13. So, just the fact that you all got the same number. Alright, so Twillen, you are walking around. Asking people. A lot of people do not know where a soulmonger is. Some people claim that they can tell you for 50 gold, but it's very obvious that they're just trying to get your money. A few people recommend going to the Temple of Savras because they are the ones that are fortune tellers and diviners, and they can cast magics to help learn the locations of lost things and stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of figure if it was locatable by magic, then Syndra would have already tried that.
You do see there are flowers and green plants and vines growing everywhere. There are people selling different types of flowers, types of berries that they promise will reinvigorate you.
Okay, when Twillin sees somebody about to buy something and he knows the plant doesn't have that property, he will point it out. But otherwise, he's more interested in just bugging people.
Roll me a nature check.
Okay. Oh wow! I only got a 5. I must be really unfamiliar to the plants in this area.
These berries you have never seen before.
Okay.
But the person selling them is talking about how they can be eaten raw, crushed, and added to a drink to dull the bitterness. If you eat at least 10 of them, it reinvigorates you and makes you resistant to diseases and poisons for the next day.
Okay, he's not in the market right now. He'll remember, but I mean...
Ears. Wandering around, there is definitely a black market here. You learn that most of the goods and services and mercantile, whatever, is done in the market ward. And the different merchant princes each control a different aspect of things. Like a familiar name, Watanga Otamu, controls the sale of potions and magical items. Everybody in the market ward that sells those is a direct employee of him, and anybody else that's not, that is caught, tends to be either killed, arrested, ran out of town. They are very, very harsh with their penalties, but they also seem to be very lax before you get to those harsh penalties, if that makes sense. You know, a first-time offense, they might just confiscate all your stuff and that's it. But if they catch you doing it more than once, then you hear about a thing called Executioner's Row. And what you learn about that seems to be that it is a pit that they throw prisoners into on one end, and if they can get to the other end and out, they are cleared of their crimes and free to go. But inside these pits are often dinosaurs that haven't been eaten, velociraptors, things like that. So, and also thieving is heavily frowned upon. So it is not something openly engaged in. But there are still pickpockets now and then. You do occasionally catch somebody kind of reaching towards your purse, but they are not good enough to get by your awareness. And everybody else getting to the inn. On your way there, there is a since the three of you are traveling together, as you turn a corner, you are kind of stopped by a female Chultan who has another person with her. And in common, she kind of looks at you. You three, you look capable. I need some assistance if you're willing to help. Somebody made a bet and they haven't paid on their debt. If you come with me to help collect it, I'll give you 10% of what is collected. The debt is 500 gold, so you're in for 50 gold if we can collect it all. What do you say?
Collecting debts, huh? Not really what we're in town for.
What kind of debt is this?
He made a bet on whether somebody would get free in Executioner's Run 2 days ago, and he lost. And of course, when I try to find him to collect his debt, and she pulls out like a little wooden chit with some scratches on it that doesn't really mean anything to you guys. He cannot be found, or rather, he can be found, but he refuses to pay me, and my guard, she kind of glances over her shoulder at the other person with her, doesn't think he is capable of collecting this debt without assistance.
Hmm. $50 gold could be useful in getting supplies, although I don't think it's necessary at this point.
Well, it does seem like if someone made a bet and is now not following through on it, it does seem like perhaps we should step in to set things right.
I suppose. Sure, let's see how this plays out. I am curious to see
And
this
I think to myself that maybe if this person isn't on the level, then we definitely need to set things right before they find somebody else to do it.
I suppose.
Is it agreed?
Yes.
Excellent. Follow me. And she turns the corner, walks across the street a little bit. The buildings are kind of tightly packed here. And into an inn, not the place where you were, sorry, a tavern then, not the inn. And she points to a side table where there's a bunch of people nearby. Looks like there is arm wrestling going on right now, so it's very loud and rowdy, and there is one person who is bigger than most of the others sitting there who seems to be winning. That is him.
Wait, what does this guy look like?
He looks big. He is human, also Chultan. That there is Taban. He was once the champion in the gladiatorial pits.
Oh, okay. I can understand why your guard there thought he may need a little assistance with this one.
Yes.
I began walking towards him.
I am going to cast... what is that spell? It's a very useful spell. Guidance on you. I tap you on your shoulder. You've got this, I say. With Tyr's luck.
It's gonna be interesting. Okay.
Are you approaching the table like boldly and just striding over?
Yes.
As you get a little closer, he notices you. Ah, lads, make room, make room. Are you here to challenge Taban? And he kind of holds his arm up on the table.
No, but I accept your challenge.
Okay.
I like you. Sit.
I'll sit down. What is wager?
He kind of looks you over. You approach the table, you name the wager.
I win. You pay. And I point at the person who directed us here.
He looks over, and his expression changes. No, that bet was defaulted. There was cheating involved. There was no cheating, and you know it.
Cheating? What kind of cheating?
Cheating of the magic sort. Somebody from the sidelines up above helped. It was a fair bet, and you know it. Nobody interfered.
Regardless of that, though, you did just tell my friend here that he could name the wager, and you agreed. So he's named it. You need to hold to this one.
But cheating? If there was cheating, I don't know if this is a valid bet that we can back up here. That wouldn't be appropriate.
Does it matter at
Now,
this point?
what sort of bet was this? What were the terms of the bet?
There was a prisoner who was thrown in, and I bet that he wouldn't make it halfway through. But he made it to the end because somebody helped him by distracting the raptors.
Does this sort of distraction happen often? Is this a regular occurrence that people from the outside throw things or attack the contestants in the pit?
No. If they are caught doing it, they are thrown in themselves.
So was this person
Well,
thrown
that
in?
does sound like...
No. The result of a spell is easy to see, but the caster of it was not. But you named your wager. Thrak, roll me a persuasion.
Don't forget your +4 for guidance.
Or your D4,
Or plus
rather.
D4, rather. Yeah, plus D4.
So 12. I would like to do an insight check if I could to see who is being truthful.
Okay.
Something I'm actually skilled in. I'd be worse. Good lord.
As far as you can tell, they are both being truthful. How's this? If you can beat me 2 out of 3 times, I will pay this debt.
Well, based on roll 20, I'm guaranteed to lose, but hey, let's try.
So these will each be straight strength rolls, contested strength rolls. remember there are 2 inspiration tokens on the table.
Yeah, that's right. There is.
It's totally not cheating to use those to win in a contest.
Nope, not cheating at all. You are inspired. That's a difference.
Would you like me to roll?
Yep, roll, and I shall roll.
I honestly can't tell what in the world it just did.
You get a
Did you
12 and
roll
14.
Oh, that was you who rolled that just rolled that.
Yeah, that was him. So, is that your 11?
Yeah, I think I'm going to use the inspiration die. Just
Okay.
to tie him.
So after the fact, then, it's a reroll.
Yeah, if you do it after, it's a reroll.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh, nice.
All right, it's, you guys are straining there for a few seconds, kind of going back and forth. He seems to be testing you, letting you, take the lead briefly before asserting himself, but then you snap his arm to the table. Ha! You are very strong. Well, I need to win these next 2.
I have to carry a lot.
And for the second one, go ahead and make your roll. If you want to do inspiration, though, you got to do it beforehand.
Oh.
Although
Does that give him advantage? Is that what it is?
it gives him advantage, but unless there's something where you benefit from advantage,
Yeah.
reroll might help.
There's no point in waiting. You might. Don't use it yet. Just roll
Yeah,
and
I'm
see
not
what you
going
get.
to.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't get this. I really don't.
Maybe we'll get lucky and he rolls bad.
We ain't that lucky.
No, you might as well just give that to him.
I'm going to default and let him win this one because that's a natural 20.
Well, no, he's using the 16, right? Or does he have advantage?
No, 16.
He's using the 16, but still, that's a tougher one for you to on a reroll. So
Yeah.
So again, there's that straining bit, but this one he does it easily. Like he gauged your strength on the first one, and now he knows just how much to apply. And
Yeah,
looks
as I
like
said,
we are
roll.
tied. All right, one more. Go ahead and make your roll.
there we go.
I think I'm going to stick to that.
Nice.
Finally, he does roll low.
He does roll low.
No, I meant you, not him.
This one, he gets his arm up there, and almost like you were playing with him the first time, the first time when you won, and then he won the second one. It's almost like it was a fluke. He doesn't get any progress at all. He's straining the whole time as you're just inching him back and back, and at the end he. You are strong. Well, I suppose I did agree to this.
City runs. That's what I would do.
I'm getting comments from the peanut gallery.
I heard that Palin comment.
I didn't, but
He stands up, kind of brushes himself off, and reaches into a side pouch, or a side pocket in his shirt, and pulls out a pouch. And then he dumps them out onto the table. And what he dumps out are 10 gemstones. This is what I have. Kalahu, is it agreeable? And she walks over and looks at it. That should just about cover it. And she grabs a pouch and loads 9 of them into the pouch and then slides one to Thrak.
I pick it up and then I hand it to Nexus. And then I pull out a gold coin of my own and hand it to the person.
No,
For
no,
the
no.
challenge. For the challenge.
Instead, I must redeem myself. Would you like the assistance of a gladiator while you are here?
I pull out 3 gold coins at that point and hand it to him. Yes, and there is your pay for the day.
Oh, no, no, no pay. This is my honor at stake now.
I put the gold coins away and shrug.
I will look at the ladies. I believe that is sufficient then.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Good. I do have a question for you. Maybe you can actually assist us in another way, if you don't mind.
Yes?
We're actually here looking for something, an old artifact, likely more rumors than anything else. But oh geez, now I forgot the name of it. What's it called again?
Soulmonger.
Yeah, that's right. The Soulmonger. Have you heard of this?
She thinks about it. No, yes, no. I heard somebody mention that name in passing. Who was it? I think it was... Oh, there was a woman, I think. I didn't get a good look at her. I didn't think of anything about it beforehand, but now that you mention it too, that's all I remember is that she was asking somebody about it, but that's all I know.
How long ago?
2 days, maybe? Maybe yesterday?
Interesting. Thank you.
Where was this? Was it a bar? A temple?
No, it was at the last executioner's run. They were standing there watching. But that is all I know.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, we were
Is it
heading to the
something
end. So.
something I should be concerned about? Perhaps I can listen in the future.
Oh, well, if you find anything, any reliable information about it, we would definitely be interested. It's, you see, I'm on a quest to find it. It may help to save a dear old friend's life.
Well, if I hear about it, I shall let you know. Where will you be staying, so I can get word to you?
And we'd already picked an inn, hadn't we?
Yes.
The
Or
end
we're just
of
on the way
Gentle
to the inn.
Repose or something.
I know.
Yeah, the repose inn? I don't know. It's the nice end that's supposed to be quiet.
Kaya's House of Repose.
Oh,
Yes, that's
Kaya's. Okay.
Yes, that's the one.
I know where Kaya's is. Okay.
Yeah, so we will be there. So if you do hear of anything, please let us know.
Of course, of course.
But we should take our leave now. Sir, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your. What was your name again, sir? The gladiator.
The gladiator.
I forgot his name already. I'm bad at names.
Taban.
Taban. Uh, would you like to escort us to the to this end, please?
It would be my honor.
Thank you.
And he stands
Speaking
up
of
and
honor,
starts to. Go ahead.
Speaking of honor, I've heard there is no Temple of Tyr in this town, so you may not have heard the good word.
Temple of Tyr? Who is Tyr?
I'm glad you've asked. And I'll spend the rest of the walk to the inn in telling him all about Tyr.
Oh, jeez. Nex is just shaking her head.
I'm going to lean heavy on to the battle-hardened nature of Tyr's life, to perhaps invoke more interest in this man.
I think this Tyr would be not as great as Ubtao.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, well,
Ubtao
perhaps you should
watches
tell
over
me
the
about.
jungles.
Perhaps you should tell me about Ubtao.
Ubtao watches over the jungles. His symbols are that of the maze, for it takes wisdom and cunning to make it through a maze, which he enjoys most in people.
I'm totally using my religion skill to play up Tyr's, aspects of wisdom and such that might convince him that Tyr would do pretty well in a jungle himself. Got a 16 on my religion roll.
He listens, and mostly respectfully for the most part. And he, takes turns explaining about Ubtao. However, one thing about Ubtao is that he seems to have left. And Taban blames it on the arrival of the foreigners bringing their own gods and that type of thing.
Oh. I get an 11 on my persuasion to agree that perhaps Ubtao has left, and with the resurgence of gods such as Tyr in the area, he might want to consider covering all his bets. He is a gambler, after all.
You don't seem to sway him.
Ah, well. We've got the whole day.
All right. So Twillin, after exploring for a while, you don't really learn anything else.
Okay. I
And-
basically bug some people and then head back toward that direction.
Yeah, it seems like
Maybe my friends
ahead.
found out some stuff.
In this city, this is a word that almost nobody has heard of, and not many people here. The temples don't really raise many people from the dead, so nobody has experienced any problems with it.
See, that's what happens when you don't have a good Temple of Tyr in town. People die and they stay dead. It's unfortunate.
Getting to Kaya's, it is, like I said, it's a quiet inn. People are well behaved there. The innkeeper here is Kaya, and as you walk in, she greets you in common. Ah, welcome, welcome. How may I help you?
Is it just me or is it the others you're talking to?
This is the other three right now.
And Ears was heading over to the inn as well. So since he probably didn't see everybody else since they were on a side quest, he was waiting for them, and he kind of, as he sees them approach, pushes himself away from the wall and joins them as they're walking in.
Okay. They are accompanied by a very large human male. And when Kaya asks, "My companions would like rooms. Give them your best, please." Ah, would you like, she kind of counts you, 4 rooms?
We can do some
I think
of
we
us
need a 5th, don't we?
do. Yes.
Is our other party member here with us?
Not yet.
Ah.
Ears met you coming in, but Twillin has not yet.
No, I meant,
Oh, ignore it for now.
Okay.
Yes, 5 rooms, I suppose.
Very well.
Do you have double beds?
Well, actually, yeah. What would be the cost of this?
Each room is 1 gold piece per night. And that does come with a meal in the evening.
Fair enough. Yep, we'll do a room each.
Sure.
I expect that the rest of this journey will be without privacy, so I would imagine today it would be nice to have at least one more night with it.
And Taban speaks up. "And I will take a room also here so that I can be close." And she, talks to him and agrees, and he seems to hand over a small pouch to her. "Now, is there anything I can show you while you are in town? You seem new here."
Soulwalker?
We did get to see the dinosaur racing, although.
Yes. There is a at the docks. There was a gentleman there selling soul.
Wait.
It's a type of fish.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Would you like some?
Perhaps for lunch tomorrow. But, maybe
know
there
what?
are some harpers in town that might know something about this soulmonger that we're looking for.
Are there harpers here?
I don't know.
The humidity in the air, I think, does bad things to harps. Most of them carry percussive instruments or small stringed instruments. Yes, there are a few drummers and a few that play lutes and such.
Oh, looters.
But harps are heavy. Why would anybody want to carry one of those around?
Looters sound like the kind of thing that we're going to be doing.
How about this? What about a fare that we would probably only find here, food-wise? That would be interesting to taste the local food that we would probably never get to taste anywhere else.
Oh, well, seafood is very prevalent. Kaya does serve a nice dinner.
Does she? Okay. Well, then maybe we'll hold off on that and we'll see. What other kind of things are there to do? Like I said, we saw the dinosaur racing. Is there anything else?
Well, there's sometimes fights at the arena, although they are not as common anymore. Occasionally, they were interrupted by undead at the gates, so getting
Undead?
people. Yes, skeletons, zombies.
Which way to gates?
No. We're not going to be just killing random undead. Not right now.
Did you hear the bells? I didn't.
Is there a bell whenever there's undead at the gate?
Yes. There's an alert to get people to safety.
Oh, okay. See, if you hear the bell, then we can possibly do something. Not until then. I hope the bell doesn't ring.
Well, we have shopping. We have bathhouse. Although you seem fairly clean.
Yeah, we just arrived, so we're still pretty clean.
Although your clothing is not colorful enough, I would recommend going to the dye works and having your clothes dyed. Brightness is very much appealing to the eyes.
Well, we do plan on going out into the wild in a bit, so I don't know if wearing colorful clothes would be a good idea. Where would you suggest we shop for jungle travel? How about that?
All shopping happens in the Grand Souk.
Ah, well then let's go there. We should get some shopping, see what we can find.
I say all, but it's one of 3 markets, but it is the biggest. If you want jewels, there is a different market for jewels.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
The Red Bazaar is where the residents buy everyday needs. Meat, vegetables, fruit. Kind of like a grocer. But clothing, they do sell tropical clothing here.
Okay, that might be useful. Probably something that walking in the humidity here and the heat is a bit not what we're used to.
Yes, we can go there first. We are not far.
Good. Anyone who wishes to join us, obviously.
I can join.
And that's when Twillin walks in.
Ah, Twillin.
Probably accompanied by a gaggle of cats or something that he's been chatting with. Huh?
Yes, so we just got rooms. We did get a room for you as well. And we were about to go to the market to get some more appropriate clothes for the traveling we may be doing. If you would like to join us.
Quillen looks down at his clothing and wonders what's inappropriate about it, but
It's a new land with new creatures and plants, and we want to blend with the environment.
I guess I can go back to the market with you. Okay.
Room. I go up to my room real quick and drop off basically almost everything I have, with the exception of my armor and greatsword.
The rooms are not locked. They are numbered. Not in a numbering convention you're familiar with, but it's easy to tell which number is yours after having it explained. On the inside of your room is a small rope, mini rope that you tie shut from the inside. Also in the hallway, though, there is a guard sitting on a chair watching.
I choose not to leave my equipment and go with the group.
Oops. You don't trust the guard?
No.
Alright, so once everybody leaves, he takes you out, heads a little further eastward, and you are very close to the market, to the Red Bazaar. So he starts leading you there. First he shows you a place where they sell very loose clothing.
Okay. So yeah, we'll take a look and see if we can find things that are appropriate for jungle travel, given the suggestions of the shopkeeper, I would imagine.
Most of it is very, very colorful, but yes.
Is that normal for people traveling through the jungles to wear these colorful clothes?
Uh,
Are you asking the
it
merchant?
is. I assume he's asking Taban.
Oh,
It is not very common to travel through the jungles. It is very dangerous out there.
Oh, I mean, we know this, but sadly, our goal is out there, and we have to go.
Well, if you are going out to the jungle, I would suggest a guide. But other than that, for clothing, he shows you a selection of clothing, and an outfit is 5 silver pieces.
Okay, fair
They
enough.
have different, loose hats or wide-brimmed hats rather, but everything is loose and breathes. And with the humidity just in this area, you can probably tell why.
If they try to sell me a hat, I just kind of look at them like, really?
Across the way, there is a stand set up, kind of like a tent with a table, and somebody there is in different languages giving a slight spiel, and then he switches to a different language. You do not want to risk mad monkey fever. Get your insect repellent. Everybody should wear insect repellent.
Oh,
I look
yes.
at Twillin at that note.
The insects.
Because that seems like a contradiction.
They carry disease. That is not
No,
necessary.
mad monkey, insect. 2 different things.
What does the local guide have to say about that? Did he go with us shopping?
Oh,
Yeah, he's with you.
Yeah, he's with us.
Yeah.
So these insects are vicious, I hear.
Oh, yes. Well, and he slaps his arm and, squashes a mosquito. I guess it depends on what you call vicious, but they are definitely plentiful and hungry.
And I would imagine a little more dangerous out in the jungles than here.
I would assume so. In fact, there may even be giant mosquitoes out in the jungle.
Oh. At least the giant mosquitoes will be easier to see and kill. All right.
Are there any particular repellents that seem to work better from your experience?
Yeah, we don't wish to get sold something that does not work.
Most of them seem to work the same. It determines how you wish to use it. Some sell an incense that will keep an area free for a few hours while it burns, but the best protection is an ointment like they sell it in a small jar that lasts for a while. You put it on once a day.
And it keeps the bulk of the bugs away.
Yes.
All right. Then let us find this ointment. We'll use that. Although having a few of the incense ones may not be that bad of an idea either. Just to be on the safe side.
Queothe controls the sale of insect repellents. That's why it's all the same. But she has a merchant, and he kind of looks around. Down this way, I think.
All right, we'll follow.
He leads you there. Ah, yes, here. And oh, Taban, you back for more? Didn't we just sell you a gourd yesterday? Not for me, for my companions. Oh, are you new in town?
Yes, we are new.
Oh. Yes,
And,
it is a good thing you came to me then. You don't want to spend too much time unprotected.
Considering our plan is to actually head out into the jungles, I would imagine so.
Well, how long are you going to be out in the jungles? She
Unknown.
kind of takes this little wooden tray from underneath her table and sets it up, and there's several maybe 1-inch cubes. These here, they burn for about 8 hours. These are a silver piece each. And then she pulls out kind of like a heavier box. And these have small vials. These here you can make last for a couple weeks. These are a gold piece. Yeah. Smear a little bit on. It doesn't take much, and make sure you cover everywhere with it.
So each one of those will be a couple of weeks. 1, 2. How much do we estimate we might be out there for is the question.
The thing that costs the gold, what is it? Is it an ointment or?
The ointment, yes. The
One of those.
Yeah, actually I think we should all take at least 2
That was my thinking.
to be on the safe side.
I just put a little on there for you to try.
I hope
Just
that we
in
aren't out
case.
there for as long as that, but
About the beans.
it's a jungle. We could get ourselves lost.
I'll try to make that not happen.
So,
I think the big question would be whether any of us took the Helm of Teleportation as a rare magical item.
I haven't selected one yet, although that was on my list of possibilities.
Because if somebody does, we might not be in the jungle that long.
Well, we still have to find a thing, but yeah.
Sure, but it cut our time in half.
Right.
I'm going to buy a gourd and a couple of blocks, like, what, 4 blocks of incense?
What the incense you said they'll do for like 8 hours each one?
Yeah, but
Yes.
we could burn it at night.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The salve works for 24 hours, and it's waterproof, so it won't wash off in the rain.
Okay.
The incense
We don't-
will burn in a 20-foot radius area.
So we don't
Sorry.
really need to use it at night.
No,
Yeah.
you don't really need to use it at
Normally.
night.
Oh, so the gourd will... So we're just doing the gourd, everybody?
No. We're gonna do the ointment, right? The gourd. Wait, is the gourd the ointment?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting myself
Yeah,
confused.
the gourd is what holds the ointment.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah. But we should get 2 each of those. That puts us out there for a month. That should be reasonable. Hopefully.
Do you want to grab a couple extra just in case?
Yeah, just in case. So 2 each. Was it? How many we got? 5. So 10, 12. We'll do 14 total.
The weight on these is negligible, so you don't really, unless you want to start carrying like 50 of them.
No, we
I'll
just
carry
got.
it.
Yeah, well, we
Okay.
just got a bunch of gold from our deal with this guy anyway, so it works out. So, we're just spending that money anyways. So,
We'll just
so
start
yeah,
a retail business in the jungle.
yeah, so 14.
Oh yes, who took the gem, by the way?
I
I
gave it to Nexus.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
So this should be worth around 50 gold pieces, supposedly, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so it's 14 for that, so we can go a bit crazy on it. We will buy some of the incense. I just have a bad feeling that maybe that's a good idea anyway, so I'll do 4. Let's see, 4. They each do 8 hours, so 4, 8. Let's see, so if we do 8, it's going to be 4 gold. 10. We'll do 10 for the incense.
Okay.
So that'll be 5 gold for that, 14 gold for that, so it's 19 gold.
10 blocks of incense will only be 1 gold.
No. Well, you said silver. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh wait, yeah, you're right, isn't it? Oh, okay. How heavy is the incense though?
Negligible.
Negligible as well. Okay. You don't double that. I'm not playing. I'm not messing with bugs.
Seriously, guys, before I even become encumbered, I can carry 255 pounds. I'm at 150 right now.
Oh, we're good. Here you go. Let's just start handing you all the incense and all the.
I was expected to be the pack mule.
So yeah, we'll double that then.
Okay.
We'll do 20. Because I don't wish to get bitten by bugs.
Somebody should ask for a bag of holding or a handy haversack.
I was thinking about portable hole.
Yeah, unfortunately, those weren't there.
Yeah.
Taban, while he's here, does buy another vial of salve for himself, just in case. I don't know what you may need out in the jungle, though, so before you buy too much, you may wish to acquire a guide. They may know better.
That's a good point. Thank you. Yes, we should do
This
that.
is true.
Where would we find a guide?
Some hang out at Kaya's. Some also hang out at the Thundering Lizard. Or you could go to... he kind of thinks about it for a minute. One of the merchant princes. They work for him. He would be able to tell you most of them.
I don't know if we're visiting the merchant princes. Is there one that you would strongly suggest? Somebody that you've maybe worked with before?
I've never worked with any of them.
Oh, I see. Well, how do you get your supplies then? They just come in. Does anyone go out in the jungles to get these supplies or no?
A few do. Most of the exotic items sold in the Grand Souk come via ships. But there are occasional people that will bring back grung designed items or even some of there's a tribe of goblins. They wear these wooden masks, and occasionally people will bring some of those in and sell for decorations.
I see. All right, we will consider that. Thank you.
But yes, Jobal, he is the one that the guides work for. If you wish, I could take you to his manor, and you may seek an audience there, and he may be able to inform you more. Or you could wait in some of the inns. Like I said, they do sometimes go in there looking for business.
I'm speaking to a manor in person. Well, why not? Unless anyone has any complaints about it, we could go visit this lord of sorts, right?
You could say that.
All right.
I guess that makes sense.
Then yes, we would appreciate that if you could arrange a meet.
He leads you through town. As you're walking through town this time, you see several people pulling wagons and carts, only with smaller dinosaurs. There aren't any horses that you've seen so far. Mostly reptilian creatures in this area. So the smaller dinosaurs are used as beasts of burden. And he takes you back to the west and up and around into the what is this? The Merchant Prince's Villas area. And it takes some work getting into there because it's not easy to get in from below. But you have to go around to the south and up the hill and then over the bridge. There are guards at the bridges, but Taban, they wish to speak with Jobel about a guide. And the guards just ignore you as you walk by after that. And he gets to a where there's several nice manors. This one here, I think, is Jobel's. And he walks up to it and knocks. And a moment later, the door is opened up. And there is a human, dark skin, standing there. Yes. How may I help you?
We are looking to meet with the Lord Jobel regarding a guide, if you would.
Guide, yes. Very well, come in. Jobel is busy at the moment, but he will see you shortly. Please wait here. Can I get you anything while you wait? Some tej, perhaps, or wine?
Tej? Guessing a local
Wine
drink.
would be
of
good.
Very well. I will send some tej. And he leads you to a sitting room that's currently empty. Nobody else is waiting there. And a few moments later, a younger person comes in with a tray with a pitcher and several mugs. He sets it down, bows, and then leaves. The mugs are full of an amber-colored, smells like a fermented honey drink.
Sweet.
And there is more in the pitcher.
I'll give it a try.
It is very strong, but tasty. And it's probably about a half hour before the gentleman comes back. Prince Jobel will see you now. Come.
Thank you.
And he leads you into a kind of an audience chamber where there's sitting up, not quite on a throne, it's not even on a raised dais, but on one end of the room is a chair where he is sitting, and there is kind of a servant-looking person. He has the air of maybe a butler, perhaps, standing next to him, but very stiff. And the gentleman leads you in, and Prince Jobel, they are here seeking audience about a guide. And Jobel, yes, a guide. Please, come in.
Thank you for seeing us.
I have several guides that are currently in town and available. What seems to be your purpose? Or perhaps how long will you be out in the jungle?
Again, did anybody take the helm of teleportation?
I haven't
we haven't gotten
decided in my-
approval as far as I know, so no.
Let's see.
Of course, I chose a weapon.
Yeah. I saw your weapon. Yeah. I was thinking something defensive for me because I don't know. I don't want her to die. But uh, helmet teleportation would be obviously the most convenient, right? Hmm. What just happened? Um.
What did we think? Maybe a month or so?
Yes. We are believing at least a month at this point, or hopefully around a month. Um. We
If it's
are.
more than a month, we'll probably stop back here before going out again, right?
Yes, that would probably be
Mhm.
the better option. Um, so we would basically travel. I'm not sure how far we can get in 2 weeks. This is our first excursion. But travel sort of 2 weeks in, and then the 2 week journey back, whether it be a different direction or not, is up to the guide. Specifically, we're probably looking for old ruins or something of that nature. I would imagine that would be our first stops. So if you have somebody who's maybe been to an old ruins in the area, then that would be helpful. Oh, you're muted, I
We
think.
can't hear you.
Sorry.
There you go.
I have a few guides. A few of them are knowledgeable in some specific areas, but they know how to travel the jungle. So even if they don't know where you are going exactly, they should be able to get you there and navigate well enough. They have Sometimes they put flyers in the inns to advertise their services, and I have a few of them here somewhere. And he kind of starts looking around, and the butler guy standing behind him, I know where they are at, sir. And he walks away to the other, behind the room. There is a table there, and he starts gathering up some handouts, which I am making available for you in the handout section.
Oh, we get to like select our guide. This will be entertaining.
So these are some advertisements that they have each written up when they are seeking services. Uh, you may peruse them at your leisure. If you wish help finding them, I lost the guy's name.
Does anybody think it would be too easy if we could simply ask if he knows which one is the one that knows how to get to the Soulmonger?
Somehow I don't think that'll be the case.
Once you
Oh,
have selected a guide, Azon here, and he points to the guy who handed you the handouts. He can help track down the guide of your choice so that you may speak with them directly.
They don't also they seem to have low opinions of each other. Hmm.
well, you can guess ears is a vote.
Yes, I suppose. Ooh.
And while you're perusing them, he's so 2 weeks out and 2 weeks back. That is not very far. Travel through the jungle is not very quick.
Is it? So
No.
you believe
Although-
it would be more?
Well, if you get a canoe, perhaps you can go by river. That is a little faster.
Hmm. So it may be longer in there. So these expeditions in the jungle, how long do they usually last?
Well, it depends on the goal. Some last a week. Some I have known a few that have lasted several months. Ding.
Sorry.
Tea's ready.
Hey, these guys have their own triceratops. I like them.
Well, if you choose the one with the Triceratops, we ain't going by boat.
Sure.
Skyblinder staff.
Well, I do like what Azaka is saying about taking back a wooden mask that was stolen from her. I mean, it is a bit of a side quest, but, you know,
Isn't a
it does
wooden
sound like
mass
the right thing to do.
a big boat piece?
What?
A mass. Isn't that
Mask.
a big...
Mask.
Oh, mask.
It's not a mask.
I was like, that was somebody very determined.
No, this is something that goes on the front of the boat.
Hmm.
I like
That
Asako,
does sound.
Eku, or Musharib. I like any of those three.
Let's see. So far. Edku's my favorite, I think, so far.
I don't know, that whole, saying that the others are going to guide your throats to their blades, that really sounds like projection to me. I don't know if we could trust that person.
Maybe we should talk to some of them and see
Well,
what read we get on them.
is there any way we could actually figure out where in the heck we're going and then make a choice based on that?
But no, we don't know where we're going, so that's why.
Well-
I will actually. I'm going to ask for for Jobel. Jobel. So I'm assuming that you have these that you've used. People have used them before, correct?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Since they seem to have some disparaging remarks about each other a lot, I don't suppose any of their previous employers gave any recommendations.
Did they let out any yelps of complaint when they got back.
Oh, the feelings they have for each other are friendly competition at some times, I suppose. They don't express the problems with me. It's just I oversee the guides, so in order for them to work as a guide, they must pay a percentage of their income to me. I don't necessarily manage them, if that's what you're asking.
I see. So if there was somebody who had a complaint about one of the guides, they would not come to you?
They might, but they would probably deal with the guide themselves.
I see. Okay. Interesting.
Nobody has opened a sanction on one of our guides.
The sanction. Oh, is that that's the weird pit thing that you guys have, right?
No.
Sorry,
That
we're
would
not
be
familiar with their
a
laws.
charge.
He
Oh.
kind of looks at you guys. You are new in Port Nyanzaru, aren't you?
Very new.
That
Don't say
explains
bad things
it.
about the pit. Don't say bad things about the pit. I think that's punishable by being put in a pit.
I don't mean any offense. I'm just making sure I understand.
No, none taken. There is murder is illegal in town. However, so many sanctions are granted each year if people wish to pay to open a sanction on somebody that has committed a grave crime.
So a sanction is sort of like an authorized murder?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The prominence of the victim, the reason for the sanction, and the wealth of the purchaser all go into a factor of determining the price. Prince Jessamine is the one that handles that.
As long as it's authorized, I guess it's okay then.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue that point. Your law is your law. But you said that none of these guides have ever had that against them, correct?
No.
Okay, well, that's something then. So, I'd imagine. So the discussion would be, do we wish to help fulfill some of their little quests? Because some of them have their own little quests that they wish to assist in, and maybe get us closer to ours. Or do we wish to somebody who just doesn't seem to have that other, another agenda, we'll say. So that is the question we need to ask at this point. That would eliminate some of these. If we are going to eliminate those with a quest, then we can eliminate them. Unless you wish to help with such quests. I believe some of you said that you would not mind.
Yeah, I'm happy to help out Azuka on her quest to recover the stolen mask. I think meeting these Teratops, are they? Might be useful. They're described as evil, but perhaps it sounds like they're living up on the top of a mountain of some sort. Getting up high might give us the viewpoint we need to find whatever it is we're looking for. What is it we're looking for again? We really don't know. We're just wandering aimlessly. So having some sort of goal might be good.
That is true.
Yeah, we may learn things along the way.
Yeah, Akuz appears to be not anything specific, just helping reclaim the jungle or some such thing. I believe there was somebody else. Oh, the dwarf or something, correct?
Yes, the dwarf wants to collect a fire gauntlet. Was that it?
No, free a forge or something, right? Mm-hmm. Was that it, or was that somebody else?
To
I'm getting
reclaim
myself confused.
his ancestral forge.
I think there's 2 doors, right?
Oh, there he
Yeah,
is.
you-
Yeah.
You and Mooshwib?
Yeah, you have Hugh Hackenstones, which apparently got his arm bit off. That's exciting. And Marishib, I think.
Mooshwib.
Yes. Oh, he's trying to recover Morden's gauntlet. The fire newts. Fire newts. What are fire newts?
Imagine some sort of salamander-like creature that is on fire and tries to murder you with fire.
I do not like getting caught on fire. I think I'll decline that one. Fire sounds bad. Then we have the River Mist and Flask of Wine? Wait, is that a name? Who names themselves
Yeah.
Flask of Wine?
Tobacco.
Okay, I suppose. They do not have a task, I believe. They're just normal.
I admire their craftiness of being able to sneak their flyer into this pile, given that this is Jobal's pile to begin with, and they're bad-mouthing him.
Whose was that?
The River Mist and the Flask of Wine.
Oh, yeah.
Just being on the list of the person they're bad-mouthing is admirable.
Selita just appears to criticize everybody else. Really doesn't give much about herself. All right. So let's start with who can we knock out? Who is it that we don't want?
Let's get rid of Salida. I feel like if she's going to badmouth everyone else, she's just going to badmouth each of us behind our backs.
Is that agreed with everybody?
Sure.
That's fine.
All right. You can eliminate Salida. Is there anybody else we wish to eliminate? Oh, wait. The fire one. Yes. I'm not getting eaten by fire things. Who was that? Marishib, I think?
But
yeah, that guy.
Sure.
There are folks we can get eaten by, right?
I can. Yes, we'll get eaten by something else, but just not caught on fire. I'm okay with that. Yes, I'm going to eliminate that one.
Okay.
All right. We have the other dwarf, and we have Azaka. I think, actually, everybody was kind of liking Azaka. Did everyone like Azaka?
Yeah, I would think it's still worth talking to see if she's on whoever we're thinking is the finalist is on the up and up. But
okay, so we'll keep Azaka on there. Yeah, somebody wanted to keep River Mist, right? All right, what we'll do is we'll take it down to 2, and then we'll talk to those 2, and then we'll figure out which of those 2 that we want. Does that sound fair?
Sure.
Yep. River of Wine and Azaka.
Yeah. Well, any disputes on River Mist and Azaka? Unless somebody else.
Colin doesn't seem enthusiastic about them, but.
Well, you liked Azaka, right?
Okay.
Didn't Colin like Azaka? Okay.
Yeah.
I want at least one that that one of the 2 that everyone liked in general. That's what I was hoping for. So, all right. So I will show them those 2. Can we speak to these 2?
He takes them from you. Yes. You handed him River Mist and Flask of Wine.
Yeah, and then Azaka.
He chuckles when he looks at the River Mist one. Yes, Azon can guide you to them. He should know where they are at this time. And Azon steps up. Azaka and River Mist. Yes, I know where they are. Who would you like to speak with first?
Let's start with River Mist.
River Mist. Very well. And let's take a break. I need to put my daughter to bed, so...
It's fine. The break is good for me, too.
When are we returning?
Let's go 10 minutes. I may be a bit more than that, but let's shoot for 10.
Okay.
So
Alright, see you in 10.
41.
Yeah.
Okay. See you then.
Hey Google, set timer 10 minutes. Remove it entirely, or just unattune it and reattune it?
Unattune it and unwield it. Like
I don't
stow.
stow it. Okay.
And then go into your inventory, click on the item to equip it, and then go up to the little, there should be like 3 boxes with plus signs on it.
Mm-hmm.
Click on one of those and it should give you the option to attune
Okay.
and attune it.
Done.
Now go back to your character sheet. Does it have stats now?
I am still fighting with the UI to get back here. Oh, it had the stats before. Yeah, I see the stats. I see the bonus to hit. I see the damage and all that. Let's see what happens when I hit beyond
Okay,
20. Yeah, it's still just doing the description.
That is weird.
Are you attacking from the attacks tab?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on. It might be something with...
Interesting.
What is the stone disc of locating that's in the magic items found? You're on mute.
Sorry, it was found on one of the goblins.
What is it doing? No?
I think Nexus has it now.
Isn't that our compass?
It's a compass, yes.
But it can keep track of up to 2 targets if he touches somebody or...
Cuts them.
Wait, cuts them, that's it.
Right, and I can queue it to
blade.
location. So officially, I can queue it to here before we leave, and that holds, right, Ag? If I remember right.
I
Yes.
thought it was every day, wasn't it?
No, the person we have to do every day, but the location holds until I change the location.
Cool. I didn't know you could relocate that.
Yeah, so I can relocate it so we can actually pin it here and at least get a direction to getting back here in case things go bad with the guide. So that there is that, and then I can tag 2 people with the with the stone in case we divide up or get separated or something.
Awesome. And yeah, definitely ears would want the color changing thread and the unbreakable needle because meow.
Why not? Right? Sure. Give the cat the thread.
So did you custom add a staff?
What, me?
No.
Oh.
Carlton.
No, it was an item you could pick from within Beyond 20 and add.
Oh, I was thinking the Staff of Defense, just because it makes... she doesn't have any of those spells anyway, so it might actually be useful. Or the other... this one is more for fun. The Rod of Rulership, because that would be hilarious. But are both of those in there? That way I can do a choice, or no?
Wait, say that again.
Well, this...
The Rod of Rulership or the Staff of Defense?
I have to look at those.
Skybinder might not be something that got tweaked into the
Rules yet.
Beyond 20 because it's from Guildmasters of Ravnica.
Yeah, you may have to create a custom item and just put it in that way.
I'm not creating anything in Roll20. I'm just rolling everything from D&D Beyond.
No, I mean in Beyond you can create like a custom item and then equip it to your character. It's actually really easy. Because you can, if you use one of the like a sword as a base item. All you have to do is change the fluff.
So, Rod of Rulership, what was the other one? Staff of Defense?
Staff of Defense. Yeah, Staff of Defense.
Staff of Defense is available.
Okay.
Let me give you a chance at the Rod. No.
Okay. Well, it makes my decision easy. Staff of Defense it is.
Staff defense is good.
Yes. Considering she doesn't actually have the armor spell, yes. Very handy.
Alright, let's see. You were going with Azaka and River Mist. Let me get rid of the others.
I did notice that even though I changed my stats around, the flailing will continue. Because I don't think I'm hitting anything with a 9.
Okay, so you are going to see River Mist and Flask of Wine first.
Yes.
Azon leads you to... let me make sure everything's unmuted here. Yes, okay. Azon leads you to... the docks. When he walks out, sees what time of day it is, he leads you to the docks. Both of them are sitting on one of the ends of the docks, basically fishing. And as you approach the docks, because walking on a wooden dock is kind of loud and noticeable, one of them, ears twitch and turns around and stands up. Ah, Azon! Who is this you have here? They wish to speak with you and inquire about hiring you on as a guide. Ah, business. Flask of wine. No, I almost got one here. You do not. Put that down, come on. And River Mist, who is the female, walks up. She kind of looks each of you over, spending a little bit more time on the two gnomes. And then River Mist, Flask stands up and walks over. But River Mist seems to be the one talking. So, you are looking for a guide. Where do you wish to go?
We're going into the we're going into the jungles on a bit of a quest in search of something. But we don't exactly know where it is. So it'll be a bit of an exploration trip, maybe to some ancient ruins and those types of things.
I see. You don't know where you're going, but to ruins. That is interesting. At which point, Flask of Wine. Interesting. Well, we know where there's some ruins nearby, but they're nearby, so other people probably know about them too, so they probably won't help you. Do you have a general direction you wish to go? South, west is kind of open area. There's a few camps run by the Order of the Gauntlet. I think down that way, Camp Righteous and Vengeance, they're on the river. I don't know much about them. We try to avoid there if we have to, but they are in the jungle. They may know more about things in the jungle, but we can get you there. Let's see. Other ruins. There's, Firefinger. I know where that is. Ooh, Drunglungung. Drunglungung. I know where that is.
What is Drunlungun?
It's a grung city.
Wrong.
What's a grung? Wait, are those like frog people?
She kind of turns to a flask of wine and slaps his arm a bit. Yeah, they're frogs.
Ah, okay. Sorry.
Joe, when did rumors about the disease start appearing?
On the mainland, about 10 days ago. 10 to 20 days ago.
So I asked our two applicants. Is there any place where something unusual has been happening in the past couple weeks? Maybe a month?
Unusual how?
More undead than typical?
There's
like that?
always undead here.
Than typical.
No?
Okay.
Undead are here, and she kind of looks over at Flask of Wine and, who was that necromancer? And necromancer, yeah. Oh, you're no help. It was over 100 years ago. There was a necromancer that tried to take over, and he wasn't, but he raised a lot of undead, and they're still around. At least a lot of them are.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's more undead than typical, because there's always more undead than typical here. Oh, that reminds me. There's an old lady that an old woman who can make if somebody dies, she can make a zombie that remembers who they were.
Huh.
That's more undead than typical, right?
Is that new? Only in the past month or so?
I don't know. She's an old lady. She may have been doing it beforehand. I don't know. But I just heard about it within the past month.
Okay. Is she out in the jungle or does she live here?
No, she's out in where was she? Mbala.
Okay. Now that might be a place to check out.
That's interesting. Yes.
I wonder if she can still do it.
Last I heard, she can. She shrugs. We can take you there so you can ask her.
It's possible. How long have you ever? What's the longest you've ever been in the jungles?
Oh, a couple months.
How far do you usually get in a couple months? Is that deep?
Sometimes it's not so much of how far we get, but how long we stay there. Mbala, we could probably get there in, well, if we go by canoe, it's quicker. So maybe 10 days? 7 days if we're really quick. Although if we go over land, it'll probably take double that or more.
Can you flip us over to the big map rather than the city map?
I sure can.
Thanks.
So to explain travel, each
There's
hex
some more.
each hex is 10 miles. You can travel 1 hex per day over land, or let's see, where's the... So through moving at a normal pace, you can move 1 hex per day on foot through coastal, jungle, mountain, swamp, or wasteland. You can travel two hexes per day if you're traveling by canoe on a river or a lake. Without a canoe, the normal rate of travel along river is the same as through the surrounding terrain on foot. So canoes can move 1 hex per day per swamp. Now, if you move at a fast pace, you have a 50% chance to move 1 additional hex. If you move at a slow pace, you have a 50% chance of moving 1 fewer hex. The difference being, if you're moving at a slow pace, you have a better chance of spotting things and you can sneak and not be as easily snuck up on. And if you're traveling at a fast pace, you're less likely to see things. And you can't sneak at all.
Does seem like taking a canoe deeper in makes sense.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and with the canoe, you can always carry it over land. They're not too heavy. Flip it up and 2 or 3 people, and then she kind of glances down at the gnomes. Well, maybe you two couldn't, but the rest of you.
I'll ask. You mentioned you usually avoid camp, the 2 camps, Righteous and Vengeance. What's the reason?
Order of the Gauntlet people. They're out here trying to take back the jungle or something like that, but they're snobbity. We try not to go near them.
I'm trying to get a read if they're kind of giving straight up answers, or in general in the conversation, if they're being completely forward, or if they're
Roll insight.
skirting around topics.
Yeah, could I help him with that? I'd be interested in doing that as well.
You can roll on your own.
I got an 11 on my inside roll.
And I got an 8.
So they don't seem like they're trying to deceive you. You don't get the sense that there's anything really wrong with the people, but they're military type and these two aren't, so they tend to stay away from them.
Okay.
Okay.
If you do want to visit them, we can take you there. We just will stay outside.
But the camps aren't dangerous to, like, visitors or anything then?
Oh, I haven't heard any danger, no.
Okay.
I don't think they'll eat you, if that's what you're asking.
So, in your experience, what would be the most dangerous part of the jungle that you've been to?
As to which part of the jungle?
Like, if there's a name to it, of course.
Oh, no, I can't really say that, but mostly south. If you go by land between the river Soshin Star and the river Tirkul, there seems to be more undead there in general. Yeah, more undead.
Where does the undead come from?
The necromancer, when he tried to take over, I don't know, 100 years ago now, maybe?
How did he try to take over?
I'm guessing it had to do with
Or
necromancy.
an army of undead?
Did he have a base anywhere? Like, was there ever discovered like a place where he created these things?
I don't know. I think he, um, um, she kind of taps her forepaws against her knee. It had something to do with Mesro. I don't remember if he was based out of Mesro or if he was trying to take it over. But
Mesro's the place that disappeared or something,
yeah,
right?
city's gone now. It's just old ruin.
Well, that might not be a bad place to start.
That's a bit trickier to get to, isn't it?
Not too far. We can take the
Halfway down the river.
yeah, and then go overland, or we can you can hire a ship to take us around.
Yeah, there's another port.
Oh, Port Castigliar.
Seems to be.
What's the port like?
Oh, the port. I don't think it's still a port. I think it's maybe pirates near there.
Mm.
Oh. That could be. So basically, we'd be hiring pirates to take us over there, likely, right?
Oh no, there's honorable ships here.
No, but are they willing to go to over there?
Some maybe.
Some risks.
I've never
Okay.
taken a ship before, so I don't know.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
So perhaps it's better if we go by the river and by land, since they would technically know that path.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Well, we can find you here later on today. We wish to discuss that and figure out what we want to do.
Later on tonight, we'll be at the Thundering Lizard.
Okay. Perhaps we will see you there then.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
She bows. Flask of wine returns to his fishing. And Azon leads you away. You wish to find Azaka now?
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
So, what were your thoughts while we walk? What were your thoughts on them?
You asking me?
No, I'm asking the group.
Oh,
Marrow is on the coast.
What?
Marrow is on the coast.
Hmm.
The place for the lady with the zombies?
What? I
Imbala.
thought she said
That's
no.
Imbala.
I thought she said Imbala.
Yeah.
Imbala's
My
past
apologies.
Camp
I was-
Vengeance.
Yeah, I thought I
Yeah,
have to zoom so far out. Yeah, okay.
Mesro was where that disappeared.
Yeah, but I mean more about the guides themselves. Any thoughts on them?
Nothing specific that I could pick up.
I wasn't that excited about them, but maybe it's just a personality thing.
It's possible, I suppose.
So you said by river we can move a hex per day,
2.
and then 2 hexes per
At a
day,
normal
and
pace,
then,
yes.
And then by land it would be one
One
hex
hex.
per day.
Yeah.
Unless you're rushing, right?
Yes.
So if we make our first journey to Mesro,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
we
could
have
go down
Imbala
the river.
or Mubala or Mesro as really the first good options. Although Camp Vengeance or Camp Righteous would be fine,
Yeah.
just on the way to Imbala as well. So.
Seems like this way might be. But anyway,
Yeah. I mean, we're still easily talking about a month just for that. We probably need to. Okay.
Can't we just have a ship take us around?
They said there were like pirates over in that area, and they've never taken a ship.
So they wouldn't know the path from that direction.
And we also
Can we
risk
hire
the
some
chance
pirates?
of that's a possibility as well. But that might be trickier to find someone who isn't going to rob us blind, or enslave us, or do some other weird things. I'm not sure what they do
Or
around
not
here.
even take us to where we want to go.
Yeah, pirates are a bit tricky,
Maybe we can make them?
possibly. But once we're on their ship, it would be we would be very, very much outnumbered.
And out of our element.
Yes. I don't wish to make a fight with a whole ship full of pirates while we're standing on the ship in the middle of the ocean.
Twirling shrugs.
Or for that matter, even if we make them do what we want, right until we get to the port, which is filled with more pirates.
Hmm.
Yeah, the walk, the river and the walk would be and it would probably actually take about the same amount of time, just less dangerous, because we'd have to go all the way across, all the way around the peninsula up there. So that's still going to take a bit of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, just an idea.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I found them trustworthy, which is at least something. I didn't feel uncomfortable with them, so we'll see how Zaka is. All right, yeah, off to Zaka. You're muted again.
Sorry, he leads you to the Thundering Lizard.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
She is
The other
usually
end, okay.
here this time of day. Yes, there she is. And she seems to be sitting at a small table, all alone. She has a mug of Tej in front of her. And he walks up to her. Azaka? Yes, Azon. And he gestures to you. This group would like to speak with you about hiring your services. And she stands up, and she is 6 feet tall, rather lean. I had pictures of the other two also, I think. Let's see, where are they?
Weren't there pictures on their little banners things?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh. So
Yeah,
that
the
was
portraits
Flask of
were on
Wine.
Yeah, they have the little portraits on the. Yeah.
Okay. And there's Azaka. It is an honor to meet you. I am Azaka Stormfang. And you are?
Ears.
Hi,
I
I'm
am.
Quillen.
Yes, this is Twillin, and I am Nexus. It is nice to meet you.
We want to go stomping around the jungle.
The jungle is a dangerous place. And do you have a reason for stomping around?
Yes. Oh, you want to know?
Well, is it something that will affect my job guiding you?
I don't know. We just want to find something.
Well, there
We're
are a
looking
lot
to do
of
some
things.
exploration. There's an artifact that we're looking for, and we hope to find it, but we don't have any specific details about where it might be just yet. So
We
part
have
of the,
no idea
the
where it
trek
is.
would be exploration. Um, Also, we read about your plate with the Terrafolk and thought that perhaps a trip to the to Firefinger might be a good way to go about exploring the region.
I would appreciate the help. I have been unable to get there on my own to, well, get there. I can get there. I have been unable to reclaim my lost mask on my own. But you seek an item and you don't know where.
Or
Well,
what?
what we
We
know.
still have a lot of questions. But regarding you, just some curiosities. There's a your particular mission.
Yes,
Um, it's let's see, where is it? Where was it again? It was on the map. I don't. Was it on the map?
Firefinger.
no, it's not on the map.
Firefinger. Oh, okay. Where exactly is that?
Firefinger is south of here. It is between the river Tirkle and, let's see, the other one doesn't seem to have a name. Oh, yes, it does. And the river Oolong.
Here, on this map, whereabouts would you say? We hold
Um,
out the map.
she kind of knocks over her mug onto the floor. And then, as she's cursing herself for being a klutz, she's pushing the map back towards you with a hand.
Okay.
What do you
Are
do?
you okay?
We'll put it away.
Yes, yes, just a moment of clumsiness on my part, and she's saying it very loudly.
Hmm.
I look around.
Happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to be jibing her for dropping her mug, and some people are like, Azaka, a klutz, ha, that's a new one. Everybody give me a perception. Well, everybody that's looking around, give me a perception check.
11 for me.
24.
24.
I'm not sure why it's rolling 4 times for me now.
You did insight before you did perception for some reason.
Oh, did I?
Hmm,
Oh,
you
okay. So I got a
17.
26
So
then.
you actually 26, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it must have been my older roll from earlier.
Probably, yeah, that's what it was.
So yeah, 26 on perception. That would
Okay.
be a natural 20.
Yep. So Malwyn and Ears, you two see in another corner are a couple of people wearing mostly black outfits, black leather, almost skulkers' clothes. But you two recognize their dress and their motif as Zentarum.
Mhm.
And they seem to be um, now trying to eavesdrop a little more.
Mhm.
I will put the map away.
Yep, I already put it away.
Oh, you did. Okay, good.
Yeah. As soon as she hinted at that.
I must change these clothes. Um, I will meet you again in 10 minutes.
Somewhere
Certainly.
else.
And then she whispers quietly, "Where are you staying? I will meet you there."
Kia's repose.
She nods quietly. Let me roll her. Deception. If she has any. Nope. So yeah, she's not very smooth in her ability. She's being very conspicuous and trying to not be conspicuous. But she, very dramatically white brushing the tej off of her tunic, she gets up and walks up the stairs.
All right.
All right. Well, that was interesting. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know if she's the right person to pick. I lied loudly.
Good Lord.
I wonder if I pick up on that. Let's see. Yeah, possibly. I'm like, yeah, Klutz in the jungle has no place.
Do you go back to your inn?
Yeah,
I was actually
that's my
thinking
plan.
of, well, as everybody, they're heading in. I was thinking of actually just going into the shadows and waiting for her to come and then following along.
What you? Oh, you're gonna follow her?
I want to see who's following her.
Oh, if someone will be following her. Okay.
Basically, yes. I want to tail her.
Okay.
Mostly
Where
to
are you
see
gonna
who
wait
goes.
for her?
Is there obvious? Let me think. And is there an obvious path from here to our inn? Or
If you
not
walk
so
out
much?
the door here and go up the road, for lack of the street, to the right, your inn is maybe 10 buildings down on the left. So across the street.
I'm just gonna climb up to the roof of this inn
Okay.
and keep an eye to see. Well, first check what exits there are, and keep an eye to see where she comes out.
Okay. And everybody else leaving. So ears, give me one perception. No, you don't need to make a perception check for this. As the others leave and go up the road, those two in black walk out, glance, both directions, and see the group up the road there, and they both start to follow the group. Now give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
You lost them. Now you'll never get to Kia's repose.
Well, I figured I'll hang around for 10 minutes.
Yeah. So you guys,
Then head over.
somebody has a passive perception higher than a 12, I assume?
Yes.
God, I hope so.
So you notice that you're being
no,
followed.
the rest of them. Okay.
Yeah, the rest of the group that's walking back to the inn.
Yeah, I've got a 16 for passive perception.
So you notice that you're being followed. They don't seem to be trying to get close to you. They are trying to keep their distance.
I'm not a particularly deceptive person. Maybe we can lose them in the marketplace? Don't all look at now at once, but I think we're being followed. Maybe we should lose them in the marketplace. I think that's the best way to do that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, so we can do that.
We can go in the front door of a building and then quick run out the back? That's the thing you can
Something like
do, right?
that. Let's just go to the marketplace. We can we can see what they do.
Maybe we can get to the far side of a fruit cart. We can run away quickly.
Going into the marketplace, there's a lot more people here. Even now that it's kind of mid-afternoon, probably getting close to evening, the marketplace is busy. People are buying their butchered meat, produce, things like that for the night. Those two still try to follow you. If you wish to try to lose them, you may roll stealth. And being in the marketplace, you may roll with advantage.
Sure. Let's see what happens.
And we'll
try
call
to
this a group check. So half of you have to succeed.
Okay.
Got myself a 10. I think I'm in the losing half.
Oh God. Y'all try to have me roll for stealth, this is gonna be hilarious.
Hey, that's
Hey.
an 18, isn't it?
Yep.
Meanwhile, I just realized I can move 180 feet in one turn.
Ooh,
Wow.
a 17.
Ooh, look at my
Maybe
9. How awesome
Maybe
is
that's
that
two
one?
successes for us.
That is half of you. So you guys get to a point where you think you're being subtle and clever, but then very loudly, it's like, break, you guys, and very loudly you guys split up. But you each go in a different direction to where they kind of have trouble picking who they're going to follow. And by the time they realize who they're going to try to follow, you've managed to lose them in the crowds.
All right, the school of fish method of deception.
Well, it worked. That was fine. So yeah, we'll get back to the hotel then.
Okay. When you walk in, Azaka is already standing by the hallway that leads to where the rooms are. She is kind of leaning up against the wall, cautiously looking around at the people in the inn.
We lost the pursuers, but can you tell us who they were and why we should haul your baggage with us out into the jungle?
Do you have a place private? You're staying here, yes?
Yes,
Yes.
we have a room.
Perhaps
has
we
10
should-
minutes
Talk there. That's fine.
has 10 minutes passed?
Yeah, by the time they do their plan to run and they're getting into the inn, about 10 minutes has passed.
Then Ears shows up as well. Giving up on waiting for Azaka.
Yeah, when you arrive, she's already there. And you never saw her leave the inn.
No.
A master of deception.
So picking a room when you get in there, you must be careful with this map. From what I
No.
saw of it, it seems... Well, I don't think any map is complete of the interior, but this is very, very detailed on the exterior. These are rare. There are people that would kill you to have this map.
So that is what the attention. That's what brought the attention. I
Perhaps.
see.
There are a lot of ancient ruins and old cities in this peninsula, and rumors of wealth and treasures unimaginable abound. So anything that people can find that would help them find some of these locations, very valuable to some.
Well, appreciate the tip.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you know of, what was the one that we've heard rumor of? Mesero?
Mesro was the city that disappeared where possibly the necromancer was based.
Ah, Mesro.
and it is of necromantic nature, the artifact that we're looking for.
Mesro. It was destroyed in the spell plague.
Hmm.
It was once a very, very advanced city. Very magical, but alas, the spell plague, it has been gone since.
Hmm.
Is there anything left there?
Ruins, but they have been well picked through.
Oh, I see. So it's a popular place for the treasure hunters.
Yes. That is not to say there may not be things to find there. People always miss stuff, but she shrugs. I've been there once and I didn't find anything of interest to keep me there.
Well, if you were in our shoes, looking for an artifact that we don't know too much about, where would you start?
Is there like a guide to lost artifacts?
A guide, no. But I do know of a oracle?
Oh?
But it is not a place I would lead you to casually. Perhaps if you help me retrieve my mask at Firefinger, then I could probably lead you there, but she has kept herself well hidden and she would not appreciate me casually throwing her location around.
Hmm.
Is she the one that making zombies?
Zombies, no.
We heard word of somebody in Mbala.
Mbala is a
Oh.
bad place.
What's bad about it?
The one you have heard of is probably Nanny Poo-Poo?
We have not heard a name,
I think I would have remembered that name.
but we were told that she makes zombies who remember who they are.
Mbala is on a plateau. So it is high. It has a great view, but terror folk also similar to the ones that have taken my old home of Firefinger. Well, who inhabit Firefinger. A branch of them also inhabits Mbala or nearby. It is a dangerous place. It is hard to sneak up on those who can fly.
Okay.
Now, while this Nanny Poo-Poo is rumored to be able to create these dead, from what I hear, it is not a place I am comfortable with.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't think what we're looking for is going to be in a comfortable place. And at this point, I don't know if we should be looking for anything in particular. We don't got any solid leads. We should pretty much have a look around and explore the area and see if we can pick up any leads.
Well, the
An
oracle
oracle
you
sounds
mentioned.
useful.
The Oracle
Yeah,
does
Oracle's
sound
an
interesting.
idea. But I mean, don't we have to go get the mask first?
Yes. And
Okay.
perhaps heading out there would let us keep an eye out for anything as well. That was the original thought, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
So now that we're in
I-
private, Ears takes the map back out and rolls it out.
Mm-hmm.
Whereabouts is Firefinger?
She looks at it. She traces this river here is Tirkle, right? She traces it down to this area. Let's see here.
Maybe I'm just tired, but this map looks strangely like a dragon. You can see its snout up there, and two little eyes, kind of wings sticking out on the sides. I
Oh yeah, I see what
think
you
I'm just seeing things.
mean.
So to where this X is, this I think is where it would be on this map. Of course, I don't navigate by maps. I navigate by the land, but I think this is in the right direction. You can see it from the river.
Can we canoe along the river?
Yes.
That seems to be practically on the way to anything.
Do you have a canoe?
I think
No.
we can probably
Not
get
yet.
some.
Twillin checks his pockets.
Do we need to get one big canoe, a number of little ones? What would you recommend?
One bigger one might help if you can find one. A normal canoe might not hold everybody. I would also recommend rain catchers if you do not have them. You do not want to drink from the river.
So we heard.
Okay. Understood. So rain catchers, canoe. So for you, just a curiosity, how long have you? What's the longest time that you spent in the desert? I can't talk in the jungle.
Over a year?
You spent over a year out there?
Yes, I've been all over the jungle.
Have you been to a lot of the places on this map?
I don't.
I know you don't recognize everything by map, but some of them should be somewhat recognizable, I would imagine.
See, I have been to Mesro. I don't know what this Kirsabal thing is. Mbala, I've been near there, but I do not like the place. I don't know what this thing is, but I believe there is a gorge in that area. That may be what it is referring to.
This
Ataz.
thing?
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, Ataz. Ataz means gorge.
Okay.
Okay, well, that means that, okay. And regarding your trip, if we were to prepare for this trip for you to both help you take your homeland and then go to this oracle, how long do you believe we would be out there for?
Oh, hold on one moment. It's not there.
We don't need to get rain catchers. I've got Purify Food and Water, which will cleanse any beverages we might want to have. Food as well.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can find some fresh fruit and water too. We have backup.
Oh, it might not hurt to have it, just to have something.
Okay. I realized it
Although-
wasn't visible on your map, so I made the X
Can-
visible.
canoe right side up is a rain catcher, right? Ah, yes. See the X now.
But yeah, so how long would you expect us to be? What kind of trip should we be preparing for? Is the question.
If all goes well on the river by canoe, maybe 7 to 10 days. Occasionally, I do get turned around in the jungle. It is very easy to do, but so try to account for some days spent refinding our bearings. From there to the Oracle.
The river, you would think, has the direction of the current to help.
Oh, there are very many. She kind of holds her hand out with her fingers wide open. The river's branch.
Branches.
Yes, sometimes it is, and the river does not move very fast, so it is not always easy to tell which way you are going. And then I would say maybe another 25 days to the Oracle.
So 35-ish.
And
That
that's just to
sounds right.
find out where we want to go.
And that's and then the trip back if we come here first before, assuming we find out where we're going and it's not too far away. Okay, so that is a significant amount of time in the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you suggest we bring? Could you give us suggestions to bring on such a long trip?
She gestures to the two scimitars that she carries. You will want good weapons. You will want food unless you can hunt. Sometimes food is plentiful, but sometimes it is scared away and hard to find.
Do you think we can fit any dinosaurs in the canoes?
Oh, that is funny.
I don't think we're going to be bringing any dinosaurs with us.
Perhaps if it was still in an egg.
Disappointed. Ooh, dinosaur eggs.
If you find them out in the nests, they make good breakfast.
Yeah, now I'm getting hungry.
If you can safely approach them, that is. So my normal fee is 5 gold pieces per day. However, if you help me with Firefinger, I will waive that.
That sounds reasonable.
You'll waive it for the trip after Firefinger?
Yes. If you help me recover my stolen ancestral item, I shall guide you wherever you wish to go.
That sounds good.
Okay. Where will you be in the morning?
If you wish to leave in the morning, I can be here.
Well, we will discuss it first. I think it's a lot for us to discuss before we make a decision. I try not to make decisions too quickly.
If we decide to go with you, can you suggest a place to purchase canoes?
I can suggest a place even if you do not decide to go with me. The Red Bazaar would have canoes.
Of course
Thank
they
you.
would, because they have everything. Okay. Yeah. How about we?
Tell you what, find me at the Thundering Lizard in the morning.
Of course. Yeah, we will let you know. We'll discuss it tonight, and we'll let you know. Thank you, though, for your assistance with the map. We appreciate your discretion.
Yes. Be careful with that.
We will.
She stands up and bows, and then lets herself out. And we'll probably call it now or in 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, let's at least discuss who
Okay.
we're going to go with first,
That
since
works.
it's fresh in our heads. Because otherwise, we'll forget half the things that we talked about. So we'll be like, "Wait, which one said this?" And we'll be like, "Wait, okay." I actually really like her.
Yeah, I
I
feel like
agree.
she had a much firmer grasp of the terrain.
And at least she has a lead.
She does. She is at least a good possible lead, and I think that's at least
Well,
she seems
One of the
honorable.
things we haven't done yet is, now that we've given her time, our sponsor may actually have a lead. Since she was going to go consult a cleric.
Well, we should talk.
No,
to her.
she's visiting a friend. I don't know if that's exactly the same thing.
Well, she was visiting a friend, but it's a friend who is familiar with the area.
Right.
Yeah, that's worth checking with her, just to be
It
sure.
is. We knew where she was going, right?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
told us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
We can go visit her real quick and let her know what we've at least discovered, you know?
Also, there was something that Twillin said that made me go, I wonder if she's tried. He was saying that she would have tried divination by now, but would she really?
She, I think she did say she did.
Yeah, I would imagine she's tried some sort of divination by now.
Right, but
That's
she's
somebody-
basing it off the knowledge of us from the north.
Yeah, but she has teleport, and she obviously has sent crews down here before.
Right.
So you would think basic divination magic would probably be one of the first things she tried.
And artifacts are really tricky when you're talking about like the divination stuff. So
Right, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, is she knows it as the soulmonger, but down here it could have a completely different name.
She probably wouldn't have used the name to locate it.
What else was she going to use? She doesn't have a description of it.
well, I would imagine she got the name
some sort
from.
of soul artifact, or
Yeah. Let me put it this way: it wouldn't be that easy.
That's what I'm saying, is maybe there is a diviner here who might be able to locate it because they are more familiar with the lore
Oh, I see what
slash
you're saying.
legends
Okay.
of it.
Well, it's possible, but
Mhm.
Because
Worth a
it's their neighborhood. It's
Or
Right.
maybe she was asking the wrong questions.
there's that too.
Yeah.
Considering
that's what I'm
we don't
saying,
have
it's-
any we don't have any other
I don't-
leads.
I don't think everything should cut off any possibilities. So just like I said, I would think that she would have checked certain basic things.
I'm just not that crazy about blindly wandering off into the jungle.
We'll be fine.
What could
We
go wrong?
tried to ask people. We've tried to track down a couple things. If you have any other ideas,
Yeah,
What do you think?
well, one is I want to check with her and just see if maybe her friend would be able to give us some direction. And
okay.
while Alwyn is not the fond of the other deities, temples, blah blah blah, I'm guessing this place still has a temple district. And that's where I
No,
would
there's no temple of Tyr here, so that couldn't be a district. There might be some scattered shrines to other gods, but no.
She
no.
mentioned 2 temples.
Yeah, she mentioned Gond. I think that was one.
Yeah.
and the other god that they were talking about. I forget the name of it.
It's like Césaire, something like that.
Something
Suni?
like that, yeah.
Really not a very memorable god.
Well, Sune is, but the thing of it is I've never heard of any town, be it Schultz or any town that does not have at least a shrine to Talos. Because if you go out into the ocean and you don't pay your respects to Talos, doesn't matter if you're a pirate or a non-pirate, they don't. You don't come back.
Maybe
well,
say so.
yeah. Well, remember they have like a jungle god that they worship.
Right, that's for the jungle. I'm saying for the ocean.
I think they count both in this particular case, but I could be
Maybe.
wrong. But because he didn't mention Talos,
Well,
maybe
also,
the pirates.
that's the other thing.
I
Is,
wouldn't
what
doubt
about
the
that
pirates
god?
probably do.
This sounds like something that's right up that god's alley. And didn't he say something about the god liking mazes or confusion or something like that? Well, I'm sorry, we're still confused about the what the hell this damn thing is. So
we are that.
maybe this is right up his alley. Maybe we should go look for one of their priests or something. Maybe they have insight into it. Also, I mean, the thing of it is did you notice anything other than me that was rather odd? They are still doing the killing pit, or the, what is it called? Something pit?
Why is that odd?
Executioner's Run.
Yeah, they're still doing that.
Why is that odd?
Well, okay, we have a death plague going on. If a guard gets killed during
They don't resurrect normal people like that normally, anyways.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, no, what I'm saying is not one of the people who are a part of the race, but just, somebody higher up.
It's only
Somebody
the
else
most
out.
powerful who are.
We haven't seemed to notice the problem here yet.
Yeah, that's
we
what I'm
haven't
saying.
we haven't run into anybody that seems to actually have noticed this resurrection problem.
Well, number one, resurrection is actually fairly rare. I mean, it's not like everybody goes around doing it.
Raised not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not something that people do. It's
expensive.
It is.
Not for everyone.
Typically.
And many people accept death just as part of life without having to fight it. So they just
They
move on
can't
with their
afford
lives. Yes, that too. So it's probably not really impacted most people's lives.
Well, that's the other reason I want to kind of check out the rest of the area. Well, one of the things, this is the thing that I noticed, is our current friend is a gladiator.
Yes.
Why isn't he busy?
What do you mean?
What, are we out of season for gladiator fights?
Maybe he hurt his knee? I don't know.
What happened? You took an arrow to it?
Yes.
I don't know. I think you're speculating.
It's not like people fight all day long. I mean, he has a life besides that. Jeez.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is he's not saying anything about, oh, hey, I'm going to be busy tomorrow, or
No.
hey, hopefully, just to let you know, next week I have a fight.
He already told us he's doing this for him to get his honor back.
For his
or whatever,
honor,
so.
yes.
Yeah.
I get that part. I'm just saying that to appease his honor plus keep up with his lifestyle. So
I think you're thinking too much into this again.
I'm just pointing out the fact that maybe they revoked the gladiatorial matches.
Carlton, are you asleep?
Uh,
I think he is.
Yeah, I think we lost Carlton.
Anyway, so let's
don't
move
know.
on to the actual discussion
could
at
have been
hand
a
of which
setup.
one
He
of these
could
two
have-
we want.
It
Well,
could have
as
been
I
a setup.
said-
He could have unusual intentions, but I mean, if you are suspicious, do something about it. Question him. Ask him. Bug him.
Well, as I said, I want to check with our boss,
Makes sense.
the random temple area, or I'm sorry,
There is no
the area that
temple. Do
may
you want
have
the temple?
the area that may have shrines and places of respect for gods. I won't call it a district, just so Malwyn doesn't yell at me again. Um,
We're not stopping you.
Well,
no,
no, that's
I'm just saying these are the two things I want to do. I like the girl as well.
Okay.
I'm fine with the girl. I'm just
Mhm.
saying before we all just jump on the bandwagon and go wandering off into the
Right.
high
We're not
grass.
stopping you. We're not
Yeah,
stopping
that's
you. You're the
fine.
paladin. Say so in character.
Do your
If you want to
thing.
drag us along with
Mhm.
you, say so, but
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
Joe hasn't stopped any of us from doing anything we want to do yet.
This is true. As I said, but yeah, I'm good with the last person. She seemed like she was knowledgeable and whatnot. I'm not crazy about the fact that she gets turned around in the jungle from time to time, but hey,
right.
I think
nobody's perfect, especially when
think
it comes to
also,
the
though,
jungle.
to note that she also said she's also spent the longest time out there, because it's likely, because she goes deeper, that she gets confused. There's going to be less as you go deeper in. There's probably going to be less visual markers and things like that.
Okay, if you want a little more analysis on her, so okay, she has something that's about a week away. Why hasn't she taken care of it herself yet? Why couldn't she just hire a mercenary? We already know the mercenary guild is in town. The
Well,
Black-
she might not
whatever.
quite have the funds to just hire somebody outright, but as
Right.
Okay,
payment.
But trading her services.
Yeah.
It
that
is
makes
far
sense.
more
Yeah.
equitable for her.
so I don't know why she needs us, but okay, maybe she just needs muscle.
Yep,
I
probably.
guess.
Yeah.
Well, also, you remember
Something
what
like
they said when we first inquired about wandering out into the jungle. Everybody's like, "Ooh, we don't do that here."
I think that was more on the lines of don't go outside of town, you'll get eaten.
Yeah, what I'm saying is there may not be a whole lot of people around here who do go wandering out into the jungles, and that's why she's had trouble finding people to help her.
All right, I need
Okay.
to get going, so I will see you folks next time.
All right.
All right, good night. So
All right.
2 weeks,
Good night.
and then if anybody else has more questions or discussions too, I'll be here for a little bit longer.
Let me
But
check
I
something.
am going to end the stream.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to go with the girl, though.
Yeah,
I don't see.
pretty
I
sure.
don't think. I don't think anyone's against that. So.
Agreed.
All right, thank you people who have been hanging out with us.
Woot.
We will be back in 2 weeks.
All right.
Okay, peoples.